If you are a beginner investor, one of the best ways for you to invest your money would be throughout exchange rate funds known as ETFs. These funds are basically just like some big baskets of different companies that you can hold in your own portfolio. And it is why in this video, I'll share with you 4 of the best Canadian ETFs that every Canadian should have in their portfolio. To start, I've decided to include one of the best Canadian ETFs that will be tracking our great Canadian market. And to do so, one of the best options that is offered to you is the iShares S&P TSX 60 Index ETF with the ticker XIU. By being the oldest ETF ever created worldwide back in 1990, this ETF basically has the objective to track 60 of the largest Canadian companies by their valuation. It means that within that fund, you can find well-known companies by Canadians such as RBC, TD, Shopify, and Enbridge. And so, with no surprise, since the Canadian economy is basically divided between 2 big sectors, which are the financials and the energy sectors, these are also the 2 largest sectors of this fund. And then we also find the materials, the technology, and the industrial sectors. The big benefit of this ETF in your portfolio is the fact that it covers many different defensive companies, meaning that they will tend to correct less in bad markets. And at the same time, these companies have the tendency to distribute high dividends to their shareholders. Nevertheless, over the past year, we've seen that surprisingly, the Canadian market, as for this ETF, has been able to massively outperform the American market, where this ETF has been returning about 30% of total return. Over the past 10 years, however, we can see that their average annualized return is more close to 13% per year, which is still excellent. Back 10 years ago, if you would have invested $10,000 in that fund, it would now be worth slightly more than $32,000. On your side, by investing in this ETF, you can expect to pay some annual management fees of about 0.18% per year or $18 of fees per $10,000 invest. Morningstar also considered that this fund has more potential of return compared to the average funds of its category while keeping the same level of risk compared to them. And as I mentioned previously, since this ETF owns multiple different dividend companies, it means that on your side, you can expect to receive a great distribution rate of about 2.33% distributed on a quarterly basis. So this would represent about $233 of income that you'd receive every single year from it on a $10,000 investment. Now that we've covered a great ETF tracking the Canadian market, it can also be interesting to you to understand what is the best Canadian ETF tracking the whole American market. To do so, in my personal opinion, one of the best options for you would be to invest into the Vanguard S&P 500 Index ETF with the ticker VFV. On its side, this ETF seeks to track the performance of the famous S&P 500 index, which is an American index composed of the 500 largest American companies by valuation. As for the TSX 60, the S&P 500 is also a quarterly rebalance index, meaning that certain companies will enter in it every single quarter and certain companies will also be taken out of this index every single quarter. From an investor point of view, what is particularly interesting about it is that it gives you the possibility to invest in 500 of the largest companies that you can find in the global different markets. This means that by investing in that ETF, you can expect to receive a certain portion of big businesses such as Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, and Amazon. And knowing the American economy, it comes with no surprise to find that the technology sector is by far the largest sector of this fund with about 32% of the total assets. And then we have the financials, the communication, and the consumer discretionary sectors. Even if the Canadian market has been able to outperform the American market over the past year, we can see that on a 10 years period, the American market has been able to achieve about 2% of more of average annual return per year, where you can see that this ETF has been returning about 15% per year on average over the past 10 years. So this would have transformed your initial $10,000 investment back 10 years ago to about $36,000 right now. And at the same time, this fund has some lower management fees of about 0.09% per year or about $9 of fees per $10,000 invest. On its side, Morningstar also ranked this fund as having more potential of return compared to its peers while keeping the same level of risk. But unlike XIU, the distribution yield of this ETF is quite lower, about 0.92% that is distributed on a quarterly basis, which represents about $92 of passive income on a $10,000 investment. But now you might be wondering, hey, but Louis, you've just presented to us two ETFs that are tracking the North American market, but you haven't talked about the other international markets. Well, the other ETF that I'm about to present to you will answer to this question, and it is the Vanguard FTSE Developed All Cap Except North America Index ETF with the ticker VIU. With a long name like that, you might be wondering what's inside of it, but the answer is pretty simple. It is different companies of all sizes that you can find in every different developed markets worldwide except for North America. These developed market countries notably include countries such as Japan, the United Kingdom, Korea, and Switzerland. But it is important to understand that it doesn't include emerging markets countries such as Russia, Brazil, and China that tends to be more volatile and more risky for beginner investors. So this makes that by far the two most represented regions in this ETF are the Pacific and Europe. Amongst the 3,000 stocks that can be found into this ETF, you can notably find companies such as Samsung, ASML, SK Hynix, and Roche, where all of these businesses are worth quite less in terms of their asset ponderation compared to the two other previous picks that I've just presented to you. So it is interesting because it has a better diversification per asset classes. Sector-wise, we can find that the financials and the industrial sectors are the two most represented fields of this ETF, where they are followed by the consumer discretionary and the healthcare. On your side, if you would have invested $10,000 in that fund 10 years ago, you would now be sitting on slightly more than $22,000 or an average annualized return of about 10% per year. And during that time, you could have expected to pay some annual management fees of about 0.23% per year or about $23 of fees per $10,000 invest. This fund also has a great quarterly distribution yield of about 2.23% per year, meaning that you could expect to receive annually about $223 of passive income from your $10,000 investment. And on its part, Morningstar, just like for the two other ETFs that I've just presented to you, is also ranking this fund as having more potential of return while having the same level of risk compared to its peers. But now on your side, if you are a quite busy person and that you're looking to find an all-in-one, so one ETF that will be able to track all the important markets worldwide, well, one of the best options for you would be to invest in the iShares Core Equity ETF portfolio with the ticker XEQT. So this is the XEQT and chill strategy because XEQT basically is an all-in-one where you are buying an ETF that is tracking all the global important markets worldwide. Indeed, by holding over 8,000 stocks, this ETF has companies from all across the globe in it, and you can find that basically this ETF will be buying other BlackRock ETFs to be able to have a great tracker of the global economy. Its asset allocation is still mainly targeting the North American market, where about 44% of their total assets are invested into the US, about 26% of it is invested directly into the Canadian market. After, you also have a 25% of it that is invested directly into developed market countries, and the remaining 5% is invest directly into the emerging market countries. So with no surprise, the US and Canada are by far the two most represented countries in that ETF, followed by Japan and the United Kingdom. Companies wise, you can see that as the biggest holdings of this fund, you can find a certain mix of between VFV and XIU assets, so companies such as Nvidia, Apple, Microsoft, and RBC. But it is also interesting to see that all of the asset allocation, just like for VIU, is also quite lower compared to the two first ETFs that I just presented to you. So it means that this ETF also has more diversification on that regard. Since the inception of this fund on the market in 2019, by investing $10,000 in XEQT, you will now have about $22,000 $1,000 or an average annualized return of about 14% per year. On your part, by investing in it, you could expect to pay some annual management fees of about 0.20% per year or $20 of fees per $10,000 invest. And this ETF also has a great quarterly distribution yield of about 2.07% per year, meaning that you could expect to earn about $207 per $10,000 invest. And Morningstar on its side consider that this fund has way more potential of return compared to the average funds of its category while keeping the same level of risk. So X-Equity could definitely be one of the simplest options offered to investors that are looking to invest in the stock market. But for those that are more curious and that are looking for what are the best Canadian dividend stocks that could be interesting to have on your watch list, well, check out the video that's gonna be right over here, and I will see you soon. Peace.